When do I unlock dog? When does this happen? Level 30. Alright, so it seems like every bit of this game opens up at level 30. Oh, why don't they make it easy to get up to level 30? That makes a lot more sense. Alright, let's see. So, before I started this this episode, I was talking about a game called Summer and Mara, which is why... well, I was talking about not liking the game that much, but specifically, the whole soundtrack was copyrighted. In the last run episode, I was talking a little bit about YouTube copyright and stuff. The one bit of YouTube copyright that I always despise is actually developers and how lazy they are or inattentive they are. And I think some part of me is like, I need to turn on my own music for this game. I forgot, there's like no music, and so I'm just kind of fighting in a vacuum, and I don't like it. So let's just fix that. Screw it, let's do it live. That's how this works. Anyway, so a lot of developers will just put their game up on... Yep, time for pretzel. Synthwave. A lot of developers will just put their game up on YouTube, their game soundtrack up on YouTube, or I guess really what they do is they license the soundtrack from a musician, or the musician will, after the fact, after they've produced the soundtrack, they'll just put it up on, the YouTube Content ID system, to be claimed. And I've seen, I almost always have success when I'm like, hey, can you not do that? And almost every game I've ever played has said like, oh yeah, sorry about that. And they immediately rectify the issue. Did that bounce off of him? I think it did. And so like, I respect... Ooh. Let's go with that one. And we got ourselves an Angelic Aura. Not immediately my primo thing, but still. But so, you know, every time I specifically am like, hey, developers, like, this is a problem, can you fix it? They almost always do. Hell, like, sometimes I'll just replace the soundtrack for the game, and they'll find the video and be like, oh shit, sorry, and then replace the whole thing, and I'm like, perfect. I love it, thank you. I don't remember which game it was recently, but I had to overwrite the entire soundtrack, and yeah, developer just found the video and fixed it right up, and everything was good. And I seriously appreciated that. But it's frustrating from a content creator standpoint that, like, if your game's soundtrack is copyrighted, you send it to me, I put it up on YouTube, and immediately it gets claimed. I am significantly less likely to come back for a second section, just because of the extra hassle. I get it. It's hard, but it still sucks from my perspective of, like, having to cut a certain song out or a certain sound effect out. I know Shell specifically had issues playing Mist. I don't remember which Mist it was, but there was, like, a specific sound effect that would happen. It was like a bird sound or who knows what. And every time it would go, it would get claimed because it's part of some kind of stock pack. And, there we go. And so she had to individually go through and find the sound effect on every episode and remove it every single time. That's usually the point where I just give up. I put out 10 videos a day, and, like, if I was only putting one video a day out, I think I'd care less. Let's see. And that damage reduction actually makes a massive difference here. Oh. I don't actually know if that one's particularly good. I like the idea of more lucky shots, because that actually has good effects. But yeah, it's just obnoxious. And, so, not too much that anybody could do about that, apart from just be careful. You shits! You know, just be careful, make sure your game's not, you know, erroneously in the system claiming YouTube videos and whatnot. And then everything is all good and you don't have to worry about it. Do I want to go lightning? Do I want to go fire? I like most of the lightning guns. I don't really like any of the fire guns that I've found so far, so I'm just going to go with that one. Space Scavengers, that was the one. Thank you. I should go back to that at some point. It was a cute game. It wasn't a particularly interesting game, but it was cute. Problem is, there's just so many games out there that, like, just a cute game is kind of difficult. How the... Oh, I got hit by all the explosive barrels. I should have set those off myself. Oh, it's the Craftsman. Do I actually want to upgrade this? It's okay. Let's see what we got in here first. Let's see. YouTube and streaming is a gray area. It absolutely is. Technically, everything that I do is illegal. By modern copyright laws, the only reason why I'm allowed to do what I do is entirely by grace of the developers realizing that it is in their best interests to be nice to me. And I'm very glad that almost every single developer in the world has realized that YouTubers are... hello. That's boring, and I don't like it. Yeah, the copyright holder still has the right to tell you no. Correct. And any company that does, I generally will stay very far away from, because I do not want to have a relationship with somebody that is holding that over my head. It's kind of abusive, and it's just shitty. Like, recently with Final Fantasy VII, they had this whole thing about, like, you know, you're not allowed to stream the final hour, effectively, of Final Fantasy VII. And I don't know if they've, like, deleted their regulations on that one. But at the time, at least, it was still very much like, you are not allowed to, period. And I ended up doing it anyway, because I figured it had no teeth. But it's still really spooky to see a company that I have some kind of functional relationship with, putting up, I'm gonna say threats. Like, that sort of thing. Like, I get it for leaking, and so on and so forth, but, let's see. I get it for leaks and stuff, but absolutely make sure you remove all of that business as soon as, you know, the period is over. Otherwise, it just looks bad, and it makes me not trust you. Not to mention, like, Square Enix doesn't really put out a whole lot of games anymore, so it's kind of easy for me to stay away from them. More so than that is Atlas. I know I had a lot of people over the last couple months specifically asking me if I was going to... yeah, let's go for Aftershock. I had a lot of people asking me specifically if I was going to be playing Persona 5 Royal and or Persona 4, because Persona 4 came out. And the answer is just straight up no. It's tempting. Like, I liked those games. The farther I get away from Persona 5, I think the more I like it, but I don't want to play it again. You mean not Persona 5? Not Sona 5? Yes. Should have... Well, we're going for the shields. I should have healed after this, but it's fine. It's okay. I'll live. Anyway. So, like, the farther I get from Persona 5, the more I realize that, like, yeah, I actually kind of like that game. It wasn't bad. This is a neat game. This is a nice gun. I dig it. It's a bit spitty. Has weird pseudo ammo limitations. There we go. Silver medal. Your shield starts recharging when you kill an enemy or destroy an item. Ooh. I like that. That's really good. So what's this one? Prism! Hey! It's like the game has my number right now. You didn't play Persona 5. You specifically hunted for a knockoff, right? Har. Okay. Well, it's fine. I got plenty of shields. Yeah, Persona 4 Golden doesn't have any of those streaming restriction rules. Oh, I totally understand that. The main thing is just, like, I don't like the idea of... Yeah, I'll grab Lifesaver. Didn't I have Lifesaver last time? I must have used it. But so... even if it doesn't have those restrictions, I mean, for starters, I'm having a bit of a complicated relationship with time. And it's been getting worse, not better lately. I really like this knife in close quarters. Why is the desert actually open air? It should be recovered by 1 when picking up copper or ammo. Shit. Hell yeah. But yeah, for me, it's the ethics of it that bothers me. That almost all streamers are inherently, like, good, nice people. And to threaten us all unilaterally is iffy. Like, I get it if you want to threaten somebody that's making, like, weird panty shot compilations of, you know, X underage whatever character, but at the same time, I don't know. Don't put that even in your game? Can't trigger the elemental effect anymore. Is that worth it? Bad for me. Okay, good to know. Let's see. I think streaming is great advertising for games and better than most things a company could do with more cost, but not everyone sees that way. Similar to if you buy a song on iTunes, so that doesn't give you the license to play it publicly and hand out copies to everyone you meet. I think the difference mildly is that streaming is... I'm not going to say necessarily a transformative experience, but like... The amount of you guys that have chipped in saying you bought a game because of me is honestly, frankly, a bit astounding. Like, whenever I hear just how many people have picked up a game because of me, or in parallel to me and so on and so forth, like, it is actually really flattering, and I appreciate it greatly. And it means that, like, what I'm doing is not... I'm not just leeching on the industry. And it's also one of those where it's like, it's super validating when I come across developers. Let's go with Chimeric from Nova Drift. Or the guy that made Nova Drift. He specifically, like, mentioned a lot of the initial, like, community building was entirely because me and, like, one other streamer picked it up. And, like, that feels really good. Finding out that I made that much of a difference in a game's development cycle. And I'm sure at this point he's got more than enough of his own community to stand on his own 2 feet. Got Hades and Demon Crawl because of you. And those are great games. Let's see. Let's go for the Energy Orb, has more options. Yeah, he's a great dev and a great guy. And hopefully a great dad. He's having a kid apparently imminently, was his phrasing. And, like, good on him. He's a nice guy. Yeah, the bad publicity for going after someone for streaming your game is going to damage you far more than stopping that one person. Yep. And, to be fair, there are some streamers that absolutely need to get stomped. Ooh. That's just a market upgrade on the last one that I had. Freaking, I like both of these. Let's upgrade this one, too. My Lightning Blast is apparently good on elite enemies and bosses, so let's use it on this guy. A Book of Demons after seeing you play it. Hey, did you hear there's a new Book of Demons coming out? It's like more of a roguelike kind of thing. Like, it's one of the available demos on the Steam Games Festival. I'll be checking it out later tonight. I gotta figure out my exact scheduling, to be honest. Broke his animation. Funny. There we go. Having 2 charges on this thing helps so much. Sup, nerd slinger. I don't actually know if that changes too much. This is, currently chump mode. I love it. Let's see. Should probably actually use more grenades. They don't really help too much. Let's see, but there's literally no reason why not to. This is really easy. And it's absolutely going to throw me off on the next run that I play against this guy. You know, I've been fighting this guy. I've fought this guy, what, 5, 6, 7 times at this point? I don't think I ever really realized he had 3 tails. Up until, like, right now. Let's see. That's okay. Extra fire damage, damage dealt, smoke grenades, damage up, elemental effect chance, new. I don't really want toxic smoke. I guess let's go hex smoke. I want the Star Devourer. That seems really good for what I'm doing. Oh, I forgot about the lightning blast, lightning field. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the Star Destroyer. It's got a little bit more punch, and it does bonus damage against anybody that is currently shocked. Which seems just worth it. Oh, this is the one that automatically reloads. I'm fine with that. Alright. I don't think we have anything else we want to grab from here, so let's just get out of here. Let's see. Man, what am I even braining? What topic have I been on? I've been on all sorts of things. I did honestly, up until we did multiplayer, I had no idea that those specifically, that messes him up. Yeah, not quite as punchy as I'm going for, but that's okay. Take his hat off. We're good. Ooh. I don't think I care too much for the ow. Thought we were done. Bye. Woo! That melts him. Yeah, going for the crit points in this really makes the difference. Let's see. Hello. Dash skill will have 3 charges. I don't even care about the rest. I got 3 dash, triple dash. Hell yeah. So over the course of the streams I've seen, there's definitely been some interesting topics. I'm a very opinionated person, for better, mostly better. I don't think I really hold on to a whole lot of bad opinions. I probably have a couple. But I actively try and improve my perspective on a lot of things, and I think that helps intensely. This is freaking stupid. I love it. Okay. There we go. I'm getting the pattern on these guys. Or I can? Nope. I think I just took his hat off. I could be wrong. I might not have killed him. I wish sniping in this game was a little bit more viable. Maybe it is in multiplayer, especially out here. But I haven't found a whole lot of immediate desire to want to snipe a damn thing. The moment I pop out, I just get shot myself. Let's see. Been thinking about picking up this game. Is it any fun? It's pretty dang fun. It's got its rough edges, but like if you're looking for effectively Borderlands the roguelike, this is pretty much it. It's super freaking good. One problem is that gun does burn through its ammo pretty quick. Still worth it, but still. I'm gonna pop your hat off. I think I've missed like every shot that I took there. Whoops. There we go. But yeah, for $12, this game is worth it. Like, there's pretty much zero downsides to this game. Apart from maybe the time expenditure, but like, $1 per hour, you're gonna get it. And I hate $1 per hour. I always find that is way too dismissive of good games just because the time element. Extra corrosion damage. Killing an enemy. I'm gonna go for the corrosion damage. Seems reasonable. There's pretty much no reason for me to go for any of this stuff, is there? Cripes, you have 150 plus hours in this game? Cryoris? Damn! Let's see, there's a damage chart. I'll look at it later. If you want to send it to me on Discord. I will admit, I'm one of those gross people that doesn't really like looking at charts or graphs or anything. Whenever I play a game, I'm very much like purely game feel alone. I'll look at the I'll look at the numbers, but like for the most part, I will always be slightly more focused on the yeah, how does this weapon feel in my hands? See, people still talking about Last Oasis, or did that fall into obscurity? They got a new DLC coming out. It actually made the game look real fun. But it's still a PvP-focused game, which inherently it just makes me kind of bored. If Last Oasis had been an Ark-like, with, like, optional PvP, I think I'd be super down. Okay. Gotta just wait for my goods to come back. Oh, good. That was a bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. Well, it's fine. Come on. I keep switching to my Star Destroyer. Or a Star Devourer. And it kept switching past. I almost wish there was no basic weapon in this game. That you'd only switch to it when you were out of ammo on both weapons. Got him, finally. That took longer than I wanted it to. Ammo returns to this thing on mist. That's fascinating. I don't want it, though. Oh, you can turn off wheel swap to pistol? Freaking hell yeah. Where is that? There we go. 1 random ammo for every meter traveled. Immunity to all curse scrolls. Bonus movement speed after using a dash. Oh, gosh. I think I gotta go for the ammo recoverer. Right? Because, like, strategic advantage, pretty good. I got triple dash, so I could go hella fast constantly, but I'm worse on ammo. Yeah, this will be worth it. Now, if I could get both of those together, that'd be pretty rad. The only downsides to this is I'm going to be looting less ammo as a result, which means I'm not going to be getting quite as much money. Homeboy is just a little too bouncy. You thought your shield could save you. This is patently false. And I'm pretty much full health because I am a beast right now. All right, what gun is this? I pretty much guaranteed it's not going to be worth it. I might want to switch back to one of the thunder guns that does not have to recharge in this manner. That said, this is pretty dang good. Okay, there we go. So far, so good. Don't see too much else in here. Let's go into the vault. Okay, got him. Looks like being down below isn't quite as much of a curse. Oops. Stay the heck away from that for a second. Dang it, that didn't work. Well, luckily I don't have a time limit on me. This looks suspicious. Nope, nothing. Nice part is, don't have to wait for my dash to recharge. So I think we're good. So yeah, I'm sure there's a hard path that will actually get me what I need, but I don't care. Let's see. I think we're good to go. Eat knife. Alright. Yeah, being able to just recover my HP here from the, being able to recover my HP here from picking up coins and stuff is just so busted. So busted good. Please get out of here. Please decease. Am I not hitting his crit spot? I have no idea. That's okay. Where did he go? Or did he just die? I don't see him, so he must have just died from something. Oh, his crit spot's on his back. That would explain a lot of things. Hello, please enhance gun. I am way too poor, but that's fine. Hey, and I can run around just wasting ammo to get HP back. Love it. Let's see, bonus damage against an enemy under an elemental, blah, 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 blah. Blah. Words. Does want to read messages. Sometimes, not always. Especially if I'm focused on what I'm doing, talking about something entirely different, or if whatever you say to me is kind of pointless. I get a lot of people that ask me what like my scheduling is going to be, and that's not great. I don't want that. I've had people that get real mad at me because I will not answer questions about when I'm going to play Scrap Mechanic again when I'm playing not Scrap Mechanic. Because the answer is never. He crouched. That's why. But no, I will absolutely respond. What's up? Let's go the other way. Let's see what's up here. Oh, I see. There's nothing up here. I like this song. Let's see. Wonder scheduling is whatever it is. We don't need to know what it is. My scheduling is whatever the heck it is because I don't have a schedule. I gave up trying to be a very scheduled person. I was actually talking to Retromation when we were doing the co-op section of this. And, he records almost all of his YouTube videos like the day in advance. I tried that. I used to do that. It freaking sucks. And I told myself I would never do it again. Oh, I see. Wow. Yeah, he is very vulnerable from the back. So, like, I actively do have a schedule, per se. But it's a schedule that is entirely just, like, I need to have X amount of videos by the end of next week, and if I don't manage it, oh well. Let's see. Love hearing about people's strategies when it comes to creating content. We're all different. Yup. Especially after, gosh, almost 7 years of this. Let's see. Wonder would you ever play Door Kickers? Let's see. Extra elemental damage. Sure, that one's good. I do not see a single downside to that one. I know there's a second chest somewhere. I don't know where it is, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time looking for it. Because then I know there's a hard chest somewhere to reach. Oh, the lower path that I looked at before? Or the... Oh. You mean that one? I didn't look up. I never look up. Didn't mean to do a side dash there. Still, having 3 dashes makes this a lot easier. Just gotta wait for them to come back. Damn it! I hit the jump button, but I didn't jump. I must have been off the edge. Got it. Yeah, no coyote time. Extra damage for each elite or boss you kill. A little late to get that one, but we still fight a decent amount of elites. So that's probably 100% worth it. Okay. You're better than 70% of the whining community. I play a lot of video games. I still don't like jumping puzzles without a double jump or coyote jumping. Like, anything else just feels kind of bad to me. But I can do it when push comes to shove. Especially if I got triple dash, which does the trick. Anyway, let's see. What was the question? Door kickers, scheduling, I don't know. As far as door kickers go, maybe I'll add it to an indie game lightning round at some point. My main problem is just, like, if I miss a game's release, unless it's a game that I'm, like, super jazzed about, it's hard for me to come back. And if it's a game that I've pretty much never put a whole lot of, like, time or thought into, it's even tougher. And so that's part of the reason why I started the indie game lightning round, so that I could specifically force myself to play some more games that I might never have put the time or effort into. The problem is, what that's done is that's actually introduced me to yet more games that I don't have time for. And now I have to kind of decide. Oh, I see it. That's a good weak point. I have to decide what I have time for and, like, what I can fit into the schedule. So, I guess speaking of scheduling, I really shouldn't be playing this game. I should be playing, probably Desperados. That's the only game in my current schedule that I don't have a backlog for, that I'm currently consistently intending on recording. The problem is, I just haven't really had the motivation to play something particularly tactical lately, which is a bit of a problem. A couple of frames of jump time after the edge is good platforming design in my opinion. Yup. Yeah, that's what coyote jumping is. And it is so nice. If you ever play a game and you jump, but you've, like, just kind of slipped off the platform slightly and you just kind of fall, that's because the game doesn't have coyote jumping in it. I like these. I guess the one thing is the bonus damage against enemies and a burning effect, but I don't care that much. Yeah, notice that in Celeste. Yep, and it's super nice. And so it's named after Wile E. Coyote, and so you'll notice it. You might not notice it immediately. What happens is you notice it when a game doesn't have it. It's rare to notice it when a game does have it unless it's particularly egregious. But if a game doesn't have it and it's, like, heavy on the platforming, then everything, that's usually when you end up with very pixel-perfect jumps, which is actually not something I'm a particularly big fan of. I can never get into those. Like, you will pretty much never see me terribly excited about Mario Maker. Don't get me wrong, I can respect what Mario Maker is. It seems like a freaking rad franchise. But when it boils down to it, most of the games just sound like they'd be an exercise in rage for me. Like, I tuned in a little bit to, the Golden Goblet that those guys were putting on. NLSS, there we go. I was like, why can I not remember this name? And the answer is because it's just named after Northern Lion. But I tuned into Golden Goblet for a little while, watching them do, let's see, what's the name? Were they Kaizo challenges? I mean, hell if I know. I'm not in the Mario fan base in the slightest. I'll play the modern 3D ones because they're super cute. And it's pretty fun. Like, I'm looking forward to the new Paper Mario. But it's not the kind of thing that I'm gonna go wildly out of my way for. I guess I'll grab Cover Smoke just because. Let's see. Good evening, Wander. What are you doing? This is Gunfire Reborn. It's a first-person shooter roguelike. It's pretty good, actually. Okay, yeah, let's keep leveling this. We have infinite ammo for it. It does way more damage than any other gun that I could have. So I'm just going to stick with it for the time being. Yeah, I don't actually think it's Kaizo levels. Like I said, I don't know shit about Mario, and I probably never will. You know, maybe if I ever feel particularly interested in... Ooh, that one's actually really good. Oh, well, it's fine. I don't need it. Welcome to the next boss. Already fought this guy. I just didn't beat him last time. I got stuck in the middle of... I got stuck in the middle of his poison puddles because I didn't realize where I was in the environment. Yeah, they weren't at all Kaizo levels. Alright, sure. I mean... Effectively treat me like your mother when it comes to knowledge of Mario. Like, cripes, stop dropping it on my face. Okay. Well, that sucked. I was so used to him shooting on the left side of me and not the right that every time he fired on the right, I was just like, alright, I'll just dodge through it. That didn't work very well. So I need some levels here. Which means I think I might do the suboptimal thing and start investing points into the less valuable stuff. I think that's worth it. That gets me up to 23. Because the closer I can get specifically to the dimension pouch and stronger arrow, the better. I don't like that as a strategy, though, because I'd prefer to invest in the actually useful things, but oh well. Fountain of Life, though. Super good scroll. Yeah, see, already up to level 3. Yeah, it just doesn't feel good, because I'd prefer to be able to invest into the things I want, as opposed to the things that I have to, just to inflate my level. Maybe standing in the Burning Breath isn't the best idea. Yeah, you think? Thing is, like, the last time I fought him, he always fired to my left, not to my right. And so that meant when he would fire to my right, I was already circle strafing to the right, and I'd effectively walk right into it, and so it was either dodge left and get hit by it more, or dodge right and, you know, just push past it and not have to worry about it. But the problem is he did it like 3 different times. Twice on the right, once on the left. And I wish there was more of like an immediate animation to show you which side he was going to fire it on. Because there wasn't much of an immediate tell. And so if he was going to fire it on my right, I just would walk into it because that was the direction that I was moving. Because I inherently always... He tilts his head back and to the side. Vaguer than I'd like. In that case, I must have missed it. I'll pay more attention. If you hold still, you won't be in it as he starts. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm so used to circle strafing and moving in these games that actually holding still feels very wrong to me. And then for the final one, I was out of dodges and it's too far away, so I couldn't circle strafe out of the laser, so it just killed me. So, I get it. Stay out of the laser, but it's harder than it makes it seem. Especially if I've only ever fought the guy twice. And he only ever fought it on my left. He only ever fired the laser on my left. Which made it really easy to dodge. I have this problem sometimes when I'm playing roguelikes, where specifically, if there's like a stumbling block that's like at the 2/3 or even the 3/4 or the end, you always get to it and you're just unprepared every single time. Not because you're having a bad run or anything like that, but just because like you haven't had the time to learn the pattern. It's like Souls-likes are a good example. I really hated it. Those couple of Souls-like bosses where you really had to run through the whole level just to get back to the boss. Many of them would have a bonfire that was like maybe 20 seconds away, and that was always so good. because it was brutal having to like slog through a level just to fight the boss, just to die again, slog through the level, rinse, repeat. And it wasn't so much that you had to slog through the level every time that made it a problem, is that by the time you got through all the regular enemies, you were unprepared for the boss mentally again. And I have that problem in a couple of roguelikes where it's like just slightly rougher. Because the boss fight is a notable difficulty spike in a way that it almost intentionally does not prepare you for. Because at least with Lu Wu, you know, he kind of behaves like a regular enemy. With that guy, he's a completely different game. And so you have to effectively switch gears immediately. And yeah, for not having fought him twice, go figure, I'm going to get lasered in the face a bunch.